The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. You could always use a new pair of shoes.
Party people, I am Brent.
I am Matt.
And this is ReviewParty.com. This is the podcast where we take reviews from all around the internet and, we make fun of them a little bit. I'm not afraid to admit it.
We poke them as if they're dead bodies.
And we are the proverbial, and our jokes are the proverbial sticks.
And we're the kids.
And we're the kids that had a transformative experience. Having a little adventure trying to find said dead body.
Mm-hmm.
We ran from a train. There was leeches on our balls. What else happens in that movie?
They find a dead body.
They find a dead body. Spoiler alert, they find the dead body.
They sing a little bit.
Oh, their mean older brother torments them. They tell ghost stories. They have arguments. They grow as people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you got a review?
I do have a review. I'm gonna wild card it a little bit, because I have two separate reviews for this product. This product called Nads for Men Hair Removal Cream for the Body.
Okay, for the hair removal cream for the body.
For the body. Both are provided by eBay.com by way of Google. I have one review that starts, I am a very hairy Latino, and another review that starts, I am a hairy Caucasian. Judging by your reaction, I think we're leaning towards, I am a hairy Caucasian.
That's me.
Did I read that right?
Well, I mean, just the juxtaposition.
Yeah, not to be any sort of, to stereotype any sort of race, but a Latino generally would have darker hair than a Caucasian, and you might expect them to have the hair, or at least proclaim, yeah, I'm a hairy person. Caucasians generally aren't.
I've seen hairy Latinos. I've seen nubile Latinos. I've seen hairy crackers. I've seen nubile crackers.
I've seen, yeah, you go to enough Korean spas, you see all sorts of hairy and smooth people.
Yeah, that's what my new book's about, coming out this summer.
You got some time to write it. Anyway, sure. I'll go with the Caucasian. This Caucasian is named Logiku. Logiku titles, I assume it's his because it's for men removal cream, but whatever. Logiku titles their review good. I am a hairy Caucasian. Real Caucasian, not European. Boy. And it works for me. If it works for me, then 100% will work for you. To keep your body clean, you may need even 3 bottles every month, because you should apply it pretty much like shampoo and wait 79 minutes to work. It doesn't burn me even in delicate areas, so if it burns you, you may have an allergy. Hope it can help you. 4 stars.
Go to a doctor.
Yes, how hairy is this Caucasian boy?
How much fiber is this Caucasian boy consuming that their hair is growing that fast?
He's like a Play-Doh thing. He's just, anytime he steps, there's Play-Doh hair in his body, and it just oozes
I have
up further.
that Play-Doh barbershop play set, whatever you want to call it. Or you just put the Play-Doh down and you squish the little man on it, and he gets a little Play-Doh dreadlocks, and then you
spaghetti hair coming out.
You get the Play-Doh safety scissors, and you give him a Play-Doh cut.
Yeah, Logiku's got some Play-Doh hair just sprouting.
And if that's the case, I don't even know if he needs the nard cream. What is it? Nad cream?
Nads for men. Yeah.
Nads for nads.
As if Nair was a bad enough, or not, like if it was too scary or too sissy sounding.
There's Nad cream for nads. Listen, if you got Play-Doh hair, you don't even need it. You just, at most, you can just rub it off. You can just kind of give it a little rub.
Ball it up.
You don't need to buy 3 of these a month. Do you have a price on hand? That's got to be not cheap. Because I feel like shampoo's not cheap, but shampoo lasts you a long time.
These are about $4.29 at Walmart and Target.
Oh, so they are
fairly
really cheap.
Affordable.
Yeah. 3 a month, though.
And he says you should pretty much use it like shampoo. I don't think that's how you're supposed to use this stuff.
No, you don't. I don't think you lather, rinse, repeat.
Ugh, take off too much. Ugh.
Is Logiku a swimmer? Needs to be extra streamlined? Needs to really not have hair.
Maybe he's a real Caucasian. He's not a European Caucasian. I don't know what that distinction means.
Listen, I'm sure I could, with some Googling, we could figure it out, but I don't know if it's worth our time, because this person is obviously a little unstable. Their
Play-Doh.
follicles and their brain.
Play-Doh is not stable.
I think their nad cream's getting to their brain, smoothing it out.
Oh yeah, it's rounding out all the creases in the brain and just making him a smooth ball of Play-Doh brain.
Yeah, all their brain hairs are getting taken get out of there. The neurons can't travel around right.
Wow.
Listen, I'm going to go to the next review. If you don't mind.
Please.
This is a review for the Tampa Bay Grand Prix. It's a go-kart venue.
Cool.
In Tampa Bay. The review's from Yelp. And the review is by Kobe L. It reads, best by far, hands down, the fastest and most stressful moment of my life. Of course I had first place on the time chart. I will be back with my family and friends. And it features a very blurry picture of the words simply reading first place.
I was going to say the scoreboard.
Just a very zoomed in picture of those scoreboard, I think, and it says first place.
The leaderboard. You got to show us your time, Kobe.
No, it says it does say Esalts. They didn't get the R in there. Esalts and then first place. No names, no times.
Sounds unverified to me. That's not. You can't submit that to the go-kart racing circuit.
There's that, and what really hit me. This was hands down the fastest and most stressful moment of his life.
Now, he mentions going there with his family and friends, so I don't quite know how old this guy is. Is it his children and he's just bragging about beating his children? Or is he a teenage boy and his family was cool enough to bring out a couple other teenage boys to the go-kart track?
How wild is this indoor go-kart track that it was the most stressful moment of his life?
Maybe it's just not ventilated at all.
So he was dying.
The longer you take to finish your lap, the more you will slowly be poisoned by the exhaust of your go-karts. Everybody needs to finish within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Otherwise...
the room's filling up. Saw is the administrator. If you do not finish the go-kart race in 2 minutes, the room will fill. That's how Saw talks, right?
Yeah, he falls asleep while talking because he's a puppet.
He participates in the go-kart track on his little tricycle. Yeah. You gotta beat him, too. And it's the fastest and most stressful moment. I guess if Saw was threatening to kill you...
That's a lot of stress.
That is very stressful. I've never been threatened with death in my life.
Me either.
So maybe that would be the most stressful moment.
Yeah.
And combined with speed, that's really a multiplier.
Your family is there too. You got to try and save them. You got your friends. Not only that, but you want to get first place.
You're trying to not only you're trying to beat Saw and save you and your family's life, you're also trying to dunk on your kids.
Exactly. Not only is your life on the line, your pride is on the line.
which would result in the fastest and most stressful moment of your life.
Yeah, it all hangs in the balance on this go-kart track.
And, come to think about it, I'm in a cool, stylized indoor go-kart, and this dumbass looking little outdated early 2000s horror movie franchise puppets riding around on a trike. I'm not letting that little guy beat me, life or death aside. You said it. Pride is really more important when it comes to beating Saw.
Yeah, take that little sucker down.
Yeah, take that little puppet. Show him who's boss. Wasn't the puppet just an old, decrepit man?
It was it was an old guy.
Yeah, you could have let some old guy beat you at go-karts on his remote-controlled tricycle puppet?
I wouldn't let that happen.
No, not in a million years. If it almost happened, it may in fact be one of the most stressful moments of my life. I'm trying to think of some of the most stressful moments in my life. I'm pretty lucky, pretty privileged not to be threatened with death by a inanimate object puppet. I don't know, the SAT?
Yeah, tests.
Tests? There's been lots of stressful tests.
You might get pulled over, or there's a cop car near you.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's
your heart sort of jumps right up.
I don't know. I've driven go-karts before, and that's just been a good time. It hasn't been very even close to stressful. In fact, it's been gleeful. I think people in Florida just built different.
Yeah, their go-karts are a bit more like Battlebots.
No, hey. These things trying to get me on a Battlebot tangent because that kicks ass.
It's just, there's a death trap. It's a death trap.
Okay, I don't want to talk shit about this cool Tampa Bay Grand Prix. It looks like a good establishment. It's got, 4 out of 5 star average with 66 reviews. That's pretty excellent. But someone posted a little video on Yelp that I'm looking at.
Oh.
If this was the fastest moment of this person's life, this motherfucker has never even driven on a highway.
Oh, no.
These things are not going... It looks fine for a go-kart. Probably lots of fun when you're in a little go-kart. But, boy, these ain't fast.
You go faster falling down?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. There's a velocity limit reached. But I've seen... They got a little video of some kids taking a straightaway. I don't know. That's not like I could run faster than these things, but they're not screaming by like NASCAR
right.
or something.
Torching the tires and whatnot.
The background of the garage or whatever you want to call it, the racetrack, is a wall, is a NASCAR track.
Okay.
With with the cars on it, and it's sort of a blurry. So maybe he saw the NASCAR the NASCAR mural and thought, holy shit, I'm going the fastest.
On a track.
Call me Jeff's Gordon because I'm on a track. On track to the most stressful moment of his life.
They do like racing more than us Northern or Midwesterners do.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's always the odd Northern Midwesterner who is so into NASCAR.
Yes.
You have any of those people in your life? I feel like they have to overcompensate with how much they like NASCAR.
Yeah,
to make up for not being from the South.
Kids in school having their Dale Earnhardt Jr. lunchbox or backpack or jacket or something.
Did you beat them up and shove them in a locker? Fucking nerds.
No. I was smaller than they were, but I could run faster.
It's the principle. Yeah, so
that's the real race.
You should have got a good, saw them at their locker. Got a good haul going and just boom, hit him in the locker, hit and run bully tactics is what you should have did with those dorks.
Don't know why that never occurred to me.
Good thing. Yeah, good thing. Good and bad thing I wasn't your friend in elementary school. I would have really been a bad influence.
What also appears to be a bad influence on people?
What's that?
Cowbells. I have 4 cowbell reviews. all of them have generally the same style, same theme, and it's people are just dicks after buying a cowbell. I honestly don't know which one to choose. So do you want one that's longer or shorter?
Give me a long one. Let's really dive in.
There's one that seems a bit more jokey and self-aware, and one that seems just straightforward. So we're narrowing it down.
Yeah, give me the dumbass one.
So the one
the straightforward one.
Okay. Yeah, this was like we were just playing Whose Line and narrowing down our options. So this is a review for 7-inch steel cowbell with handle and antique copper finish. Review on harborfreight.com.
That's an inch above average.
Yeah. Roger titles his review, I love this cowbell. I found this cowbell in one of the sales boxes. I had my kids with me and they love cowbells. My kids were going back to their mom's house the next day, so I gladly bought this cowbell and put it in my youngest daughter's backpack so it made it there safely. The cowbell wasn't at their mother's house an hour before I got a text message that she hated me. Thank you, Harbor Freight. 5 stars.
So, this is one of those
bad parent reviews.
One of those bad parent reviews. One of those, haha, I gave a kid an annoying present sort of jokes.
Yeah. The other joke was I in another review was I rang this bell so my wife would come change the channel on the TV because I couldn't reach. And then she hit me with it.
I'm glad you didn't read that one. I would have threw a fit. And I'm throwing a fit now.
These are outrageous. The one guy, Furniture Guy RM, writes, it fit great under my friend's car. That's a strange title to a cowbell review. It made a lot of noise under my friend's car. The next day when he brought it in for service, he looked like a big donkey. I would recommend this product. 5 stars.
What? Okay, now I'm just like...
He's not your friend.
Where I'm at is the poor cowbell.
It's being mistreated, yeah.
Yeah, it's a musical instrument, not a tool to harass your loved ones.
Right. There were plenty of legitimate reviews like, I ring this for my kids to come in for dinner time. It goes all out over the prairie and over the field. They can hear it on whatever pasture they're on.
That's cute, I suppose.
Yeah, if you don't have the big triangle to call the kids in, supper.
Yeah,
because it wouldn't be dinner. It'd be
children out on the plains and the woods.
They're just galloping.
They can't. They're so far away they can't smell the raw meat you're throwing in the trough for them. So you gotta hit the cowbell for your freak kids. I bet they like NASCAR. Those little feral.
Yeah, if they're not hunting for truffles, they're watching NASCAR.
Yeah, is the cowbell just a big joke to people now? Is that what that Will Ferrell sketch did? Is that the legacy of that wonderful sketch? Is now people just think the cowbell is a joke?
Cowbell.
I'm here to defend the cowbell. What did that percussion instrument ever do to anyone?
It's nothing. It's an inanimate object.
It's nothing.
Cowbell never hurt you.
Cowbell never hurt anybody. Okay, the people that are hurt, these Gen X pranksters with their my wife
got her.
My wife has to get me a beer when I hit the cowbell, and then she hit me with the cowbell. My wife don't. That's sort of the impression I'm getting from these sons of bitches out here.
God, they're just despicable people.
You know, we should get them a ticket to an orchestra in which the cowbell is featured. You know those percussionist guys. They got a whole arsenal. You know, those orchestral. They got all kind. They got
so many auxiliary equipment.
Right. It's like the scene in The Matrix where they go in the computer in that white room and they're like, I need a weapon, and just like hallways and hallways and hallways of weapons appear. That's a orchestral percussionist life.
That is true. You got the boom whacker, you got your whip crack, you got your ratchet, you got your claves. I could go on.
What's the thing that It's just it looks like a long corn dog with lots of rivets in it.
A gyro, I believe. A long corn dog with rivets in it. And you rub a stick on it and it goes.
Yeah. That thing.
I believe it's called a gyro. G-U-I-R-O. You can make little frog ones and it sounds like they're ribbiting. Yeah.
Yeah. The Afushi Kabasa.
Vibra slap.
The Vibra slap! All right? Now, if you really want to get creative and prank somebody tastefully, the Vibra slap. This is now just the ReviewParty.com over. Obscure percussion instrument appreciation hour has begun. The go-go. I don't know what that does. It's from samba.
Oh.
I mean, it's from Brazil.
I want to shout out wire brushes for your snare drum. Gives you such a smooth, soft cessation sound in every Christmas or
yeah. Whenever I see those,
jazzy.
I just think of the "I Miss You" video by Blink-182.
Yeah.
Travis. What's that guy's name? Not Travis Scott. That's the
Travis
McDonald's
Barker.
guy.
Barker.
Travis. Arf. Oh, see in the Wikipedia article for percussion instruments, beatboxing is featured.
Whoa.
If these people really had talent, they would lay down a beatbox beat every time they wanted a beer from their wife. And that would be pretty cool, I think.
That's a cool household. That's one I would visit them.
Right. If my significant other said every time I beatbox, you get me a beer, I would say, well, if it's good enough, if it's a good enough beat,
as long as you represent.
Right. I'll present you with a beer and a freestyle, if it's good enough. The boom whacker.
Boom whackers. Those things are any middle school percussionist's dream come true. Hit those things on the floor.
This Wikipedia article is wild. List of percussion instruments. It is long. I've been scrolling and I'm only on C.
Castanets, claves,
the Australian clapstick, they just kind of look like wooden turds.
Okay.
Those are, I don't know what music they make. Ooh, the cocktail drum. You can enjoy that with a drink. And the cowbell. There it is.
You hit it with a stick.
Hit it with a stick and enjoy
Put a stick in it.
Put a stick in it. Oh, the Den Den Daiko. You know what that is?
Nope.
That's the thing from Karate Kid, I think 2. Where it's the tiny drum on a stick with the two beads.
Oh, you spin it back and forth, yes.
You spin it back and forth and the little pellets hit the drum.
Click, 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 yes.
Yeah, it's sort of an idiot-proof way to make like a beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, drums are great, all right? And I just want to say, everybody, appreciate percussion and, cowbell is included in that, most definitely.
Give it some respect.
Put some respect on the cowbell name. I mentioned last week we're going in Brent's wheelhouse, and we've entered Brent's wheelhouse section of the podcast. This is a review for Owl Cafe Akiba Fukuro.
Oh boy.
And Owl Cafe in Akihabara, Tokyo. The review is by, we'll call him Sven.
Okay.
And it is titled, Got Pooped On, Ruined My New Sweater. It reads, loved it, except for the fact that the poop stain didn't and wouldn't go away because their feces is corrosive. So do not wear new clothes, guys. 3 stars.
He's not... Whose feces is corrosive?
I definitely the owls.
Oh... Okay.
This
Owl
is,
Cafe literally has owls. I just thought it was a cool Japanese, like My Neighbor Totoro or something. This is Owl Cafe.
Just like an owl themed, lots of like wooden owls around. No, this is like a cat cafe.
Howl's Moving Cat Cafe. Okay.
Howl's Moving Cat Cafe. Yes, I have been and I have witnessed turds flying.
And you're eating in this place?
Actually, no. They just have beverages, water.
Just bevies.
Yeah,
just water
bevies.
and whatever you might pull out of an owl pellet.
Water and tea. It's mostly about the owl experience. You go in.
Okay.
You go into the entranceway. They give you the lowdown on, how to be nice to the owls. Don't freak out the owls. And you go in, and there's just lots of owls. And there's lots of handlers to help you hold the owls, pose with the owls, be with the owls. And, you just have you just meet some owls.
Yeah,
And some of them shit on you with corrosive feces.
I mean, when you go to medieval times and you see the falconer come out, there's a reason they're not wearing Prada, okay?
It's that corrosive bird shit.
Yeah, those people who are scooping up all the horse dung, all that, there's a reason they're not wearing the Giorgio Armani suits. Well,
Got that Giorgio Armani.
It's expensive in medieval times, for one, but really, it's just because they know they're going to get scuzzy. They're going to get the dirt and the dumps on them.
I guess I just gotta tell this story. So I went with some coworkers, one being my Japanese manager, a very small, very sweet Japanese woman. And we all held little owls, and they all had different names. I got a little one. If you want to see me with an owl, if you go to reviewparty.com, click on episodes, the picture for this review will be a picture of me with an owl.
Ooh.
I'll put that out there right now. But I forget my owl's name, but my manager had got to hold an owl named Yamashita-san. And it was the only owl with the san after the name. So it was Mr. Yamashita.
It's a very important owl.
Very, very serious sort of owl, I think. And the first thing the owl did is sort of lift the tail feathers and blast my sweet Japanese manager on her little green sweater.
Oh.
with some duty caca. But hey, great time. Other than that,
that's a memory.
I mean, I was laughing quite a bit.
You had every reason to do so.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So,
wear a paint smock or something.
Wear a smock, wear probably a track jacket would suffice.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how corrosive this owl shit is. And it seems like, I mean, I didn't know it was corrosive. This person had to have prior knowledge of this corrosive shit before going in.
Like they parked their car under the owl tree. They saw it ate through the paint, ate through the metal, ate through the floorboard. Well, some corrosive doo-doo.
I don't buy it that this stuff's so corrosive.
It depends on what they're feeding them.
Yeah, I think they probably just pellets and stuff.
I don't know. Mice.
I don't know. Mice, mouse, meese. Listen.
Motorcycles.
Owls are great. Cowbells are great. Brakes are great.
I agree.
We'll see you on the other side.
Bye. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome way, way, way back. Because we're bringing to you a
great review of history.
Woo!
Woo, indeed. I am going to be reading from the Morning Bulletin, Rockhampton, Monday, January 11th, 1937. This is a Queensland newspaper article, so good for them. Yeah, you can cut that.
No, I like it.
All right, here we go. This is written by a woman and written by an English woman, but I will not affect in any way. Maybe I'll sound a bit old-timey. I could do like a Jimmy Stewart, but no need. I'll just read dramatically. Across the Atlantic in the Hindenburg, a hotel in the clouds. Misty New York at dawn. The skyscrapers are peeping their heads above wisps of cloud. Streaks of silver as the sun breaks through and spreads shafts of color on world-famous buildings. The Chrysler, the Radio City Pile, the Woolworth. Above this changing panorama in the dawn I am cruising, almost touching, it seems, the spire-like top buildings below, writes Esther F. Miller in an exchange. The Hindenburg, like a giant cigar, is purring its way over the sleeping city, en route for Lakehurst and Newark Airport. Most of the people on board the ship are asleep. I rose early to see the dawn, and under a shaded lamp at a writing table am penning these lines. Lines marking an epoch in anyone's life, and something of which I am particularly proud. For I am one of the first women to make the transatlantic trip on the Hindenburg, and the first, I understand, to fly from Europe to New York in 2.5 days. An early breakfast. The noisy German who moans constantly about not being able to puff his cigar all over the ship has just crept up from the smoke room on the lower deck to get a better view here from the starboard side. The view is magnificent. Even he is not grumbling. A sleepy-eyed steward tells me there'll be an early breakfast call, and most people will want to see the sun over New York, or watch the shadow of the giant vessel as we fly 2,000 feet above Broadway. As we purr through the low clouds, the long lounge of the Hindenburg is quite dark. A few dim figures are standing at the long, low windows, silhouetted against the sky. The little lamp on my desk gleams brightly, and there is the steady throb of the engines. Almost we might be on board ship. This is only the second time I have traveled by air. There is absolutely no sensation of movement, no roll or pitch. I haven't stinted myself in what I choose from the menu, and not for one moment have I had those qualms which ocean travelers leaving Liverpool for Ellis Island experience when the sea round the Emerald Isle is rough.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of funny cigar affections here. For those who don't know, what happened to the Hindenburg? This motherfucker blew up.
Yeah.
Like a cigar.
I'm gonna get to that fairly shortly.
Oh, okay. Well, the other thing that is striking me is, boy, this motherfucker really likes to name drop stuff. Really likes to, almost, beyond 21st century hip hop artist style. Like, oh, Liverpool, London, England, Broadway, let me just name fancy things.
Yes.
Chair.
This section is titled Queer Sensations. Almost an imperceptible up and down movement is all you feel in the roughest gale. Sometimes you have the queer sensation that things are now quite level. That is when the giant ship is veering or banking. The movement is slow. The airship takes perhaps a minute to roll one way or the other, then it comes back level again. I can certainly recommend this way of traveling to those who are afraid of the Atlantic. At 2,000 feet up, it loses its terrors. The queerest sensation you get when first coming on board is that everything belonging to the ship is as light as air. The crockery, the bathroom fittings, the aluminium steps for the upper berths are all of a special alloy and weigh hardly more than paper. Where this metal cannot be used, they have cunningly made things of a sort of celluloid substance. The washing bowls in my cabin are of this stuff, which does not appear to wilt under the running hot and cold water. The only uncomfortable sensation was getting on board at Frankfurt. The dirigible swings in the wind, and the companionway, high up, moves with the ship. But it only takes a few minutes to get on board, and when you get accustomed to the fact that everything is made as light as possible without being skimped, you can almost forget you're not in a West End hotel or in the first-class section of a modern liner. We had a long walk to the ship, as cars are not allowed with engines running within a few hundred yards of the airship. At night, all lights of visit cars have to be switched off, in case wires fuse. That should be triggering your mind a bit, because this next section, fire would be fatal. On board the Hindenburg, everything is done electrically, and the only difficulty is the business of smoking. 3 minutes after I had gone to my cabin and was sorting out my things from the trunk, a steward knocked. He gave me a personal note from Dr. Eckener, putting me on my honor not to smoke, except in the special smoke room on the lower deck. Even there, smoking is verboten when the ship is changing altitude rapidly, for the eddying air currents might then cause fire. A fire, Dr. Eckener told me yesterday, would be fatal to a ship like this in under 5 minutes. Extinguishers would be useless. Matches are forbidden throughout the entire ship, though when the Marquis of Donegal flew back from Lakehurst to Frankfurt, Dr. Eckener gave him special permission to carry a box of matches in the smoke room so that he could enjoy his favorite pipe. I have only smoked 2 cigarettes during this whole trip. The first for the sheer novelty of working the electric lighter in the smoke room wall. Next section, thrill of adventure. I have not asked for nor received special facilities as a woman passenger. Good for her. This is great.
Amazing.
We haven't got bored with each other's company in just under 60 hours as we might have done on the sea. I don't know how you get bored when you're on a cruise ship. Friendships have sprung up in 2 days. We are allied by the thrill of adventure.
It's a regular review party.
Yeah. Black swastikas. We struggled and scrambled through narrow passageways to get to the engine rooms. It was so much a struggle that after seeing the rear room on the starboard side, I refused to visit the others. There was room for 3 of us at a time to walk around the engines. Looking back along the huge hull of the ship, you can see the big rudder fin underneath, painted black with the Nazi emblem in a black on a white circle. There is another rudder fin with another swastika above, because these were German thingies, German Zeppelins. They were all about that life. Blah, 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 skipping ahead. Here we are, under the section Effortless Glide. The 52-hour rush from Europe to America has seemed like an effortless glide, but I must polish my nails before the steward packs all my things. I don't want to arrive in God's own country looking anything but my best. The white-coated stewards are serving farewell drinks, and there is confusion of luggage and labels in the cabins. Dr. Eckener wears no uniform, but I have never seen him on the trip without his yachting cap and blue jacket. Looking forward. My nails finally manicured, I go down to the lounge for our last drink. All but 4 of us came this way by air for the thrill, and are going back by boat. It is nearly 5 months since the Hindenburg, the world's largest airship, made a first crossing of the Atlantic. Since then, frequent passages have been made, and the German authorities are confident that in airship lies the future of safe, speedy, and comfortable crossings from Europe to New York. And then she kind of dunks on some other Zeppelin problems. This one's interesting, actually. The Hindenburg has not met with any of the excitements which were experienced by her sister ship, the Graf Zeppelin. That vessel at various times crashed into a house in South America, was damaged in storms, and found herself marooned over Brazil and unable to land owing to a revolution going on below. Here's where she dunks. Germany has done it well, but America, Soviet Russia, and Great Britain have all had problems with their Zeppelins. And she kind of ends saying, quite obviously, airships will never be able to compete with ocean liners in number of passengers or freight carried. And they may end up being just a luxury, a smooth ride. But this is great.
I've ridden in coach, and it is no luxury, girlfriend.
She's on a big Zepp.
She's on a big Zepp. And, I don't know. It's hard to get past the it explodes thing.
Yes. A mere few months later, it's still unexplained how it exactly happened, the Hindenburg.
Some motherfucker was lighting up a stogie, obviously.
He's like, well, if the Marquis to whoever can light his pipe, I'm going to light my stogie.
Yeah, if I've learned anything about Americans in the past year or so, it's that they don't give a shit about who's telling them to do what, when, and where. And some bastard was like, listen, I want a stogie here and now. You're not my dad. You can't.
Sir, there's a smoking room. You need to go down below. You need.
No, and he was
I don't care.
I don't give a shit. I'm stogie here and now, and then whoa, way quicker than 5 minutes. Let me tell you.
I think actually some guy with a motorcycle was up there.
Some dude with a sweet motorcycle.
Hey, I'm gonna rev this up. Is that all right? I'm gonna do some spins here. Can I do that? Like, sure, no.
A sweet Kawasaki.
We don't know how you got that motorcycle on board. It definitely doesn't look lighter than air. It's not made of our special aluminum alloy.
I want to know what they're eating, what the in-flight meals were like on the old.
Yeah, I was hoping there'd be some. They were eating the Hindenburgers.
Well, there it is.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it's hard to get past the whole explosion thing. But
it explodes.
Does the Hindenburg suck or is it awesome? Besides the explosion, I don't know. It's so hard for me to tell.
I think the problem is what they were using to give it its lift. If I'm remembering right, they were using helium as opposed to hydrogen because, or am I getting that backwards?
But I mean, the experience doesn't suck or is it awesome? You can't smoke whenever you want. That doesn't bother me at all, but apparently that was a big to-do back then. People were throwing little fits about it.
Everybody wanted to smoke. Yeah, okay, the Hindenburg used helium instead of hydrogen, which is flammable, I guess. Interesting. I thought that hydrogen was just more expensive, but...
That goddamn expensive air. So you can't smoke stogies. There's fucking swastikas everywhere. The stupid captain, you never see him except when he's wearing a stupid hat.
Looks like Captain Obvious.
But it's very smooth and lots of cool sights.
Yeah.
You definitely get to feel very full of yourself when you're riding it, which I'm into.
Plus, like if you bone down on that thing, it probably just feels really good.
Probably you're up in the air boning down.
That's.
I wonder how vigorously do you have to bone down in order to shake the Hindenburg?
For everybody else to start tilting up.
It's not the size of the Zeppelin, it's the motion of the currents.
It's the motion of the ocean. From 2,000 feet.
From 2,000 feet. You in the 2,000, you in the Hindenburg Club? 2,000 feet club?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, we have to move on past that, but I'm gonna look into what the hell they were eating on that motherfucker. What if someone made a creme brulee? That's what blew up the Hindenburg.
Give me the baked Alaska, please.
Fireball.
Oh, I've lost my appetite.
Yeah, good thing those Hindenburgers weren't flame grilled. Yeah.
There goes the chef.
They got a little bit too close to a Burger King on descent.
We'll try and revisit this. I'll do some, I have a history minor. I love this stuff. I'll dig into this when I find some time.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll learn about some Hindenburgers. Mm. But for now, I have another delicacy to explore.
Oh?
From Target.com, we have a review for maple cream Oreos.
Yummy.
Yes. Brent's wheelhouse. I fucking love these things. These are the best. I love Oreos. These are the best version of Oreos. I love maple too.
It's good stuff.
I have two reviews. I'll read quickly. I couldn't pick between the two. They're just
I understand it.
Yeah, they're so funny.
It's the burden I carry.
I'll read this one first. It's by Love Tulips, and it is titled, "One of the Best Limited Edition Flavors." They write, "These are so amazingly good, and definitely one of my favorite limited edition Oreo flavors, right up there with cotton candy, the cotton candy one from a few years ago. The maple cream has a very slight crunch to it, almost like there's the teeniest tiny bits of maple candy in there.
Or they're old.
Yeah, great maple flavor combined with the vanilla cookie. It's more of a maple icing flavor you'd get with a donut. Mm-hmm. I'll be buying a few packs during the fall season to have in the pantry." And yeah, that one just comes with the footnote from Brent. There ain't no crunchies in there, dude. There's definitely not no crunchies candies.
You got some old Oreos.
Got some old
last
Oreos.
Seasons.
But they liked it. They're into that.
I honestly, I think that'd be cool. Give a little bit of a variety to the bite.
Yeah, a little.
They had the Pop Rocks ones, did they not?
I'm sure they did.
Oreos?
Oreo is popping off with their limited flavors these days.
They're like Pizza Hut trying all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah, I've had the fruit punch ones.
I've had those, yeah.
They're kind of like the Kool-Aid flavored Oreos.
Yes.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid Oreos are exactly as overindulgent as you'd imagine. Here's the other review. This is a quick one. This is by King Dub. He titles it Foodgasm.
Oh boy.
I don't even know if I can read it. King Dub writes, I had legitimate foodgasm chills up and down my side, and my roommates gave me a weird look. 5 stars.
I don't know if I've ever quite experienced anything to that level.
just crack open the, I'm going to have a little snack. Sitting there with the boys watching some Netflix. Let me just crack open these Oreos. Yeah.
And then just flop.
The maple cream ain't the only, or the
Cream.
maple ain't the only cream in the house this time.
It's disgusting. I'm glad.
A legitimate foodgasm. This
Yeah,
is not some.
He's lied
parlor
about this
trick.
before.
Right.
I don't always get there. I lie about it sometimes. Like when the chef comes to my table and I'm like, oh yeah, it's so good, chef. Thank you for the meal. But these Oreos, the maple cream, I really get there.
Yeah,
They hit the spot.
After the roommates give him the weird look, one of them looks at the camera and says, I'll have what he's having.
The studio audience laughs.
Yeah, studios audience laugh. Cut to commercial. It's for maple cream Oreos.
Perfect.
It was a product placement the whole time. Have you ever had a food that has made you cum?
No.
I have not either. I've had lots of good food. I love food.
I love food too. I have had lots of good food. I've had lots of good water. Like, oh, that's such refreshing water. Give me more.
Yeah, I've had lots of you just exercised. It was really hot out, and you drink the water, and you feel it splash onto your insides.
Good.
You can just
it drains its way down, percolates, and everything.
Yeah, it just fixes all your problems. But it did not make me cum in my shorts.
I've had push away from the table, toss your head back. You're like, that's good.
That was, I think that's the illegitimate foodgasm he was talking about.
Yeah, I'm lying to myself.
And I've had these maple Oreos, and they've made me do dangerous things, like consider eating an entire sleeve of Oreos. But I did not. There was not cum. There was no discharge. You got a review for me?
Yeah, I'll take us away from food and read Nintendo Space Knowles' review of the Best Buy in Greenfield, Wisconsin.
Okay.
He writes, this is a Google review, and Nintendo Knoll writes, hell yeah, games, electronics, washing machines, it's a real party up in there. 5 stars.
I've always said that, if I had to live in a store, I would pick Best Buy.
Yeah?
If I had to have a house that was a store, they've got all the fixins. They've got licorice and soda and beef jerky. They've got all the game CDs and DVDs you could ever want. They always have that
home theater area.
Yeah, the home theater with the pretend living room in it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I once spent 4 or 5 hours just playing Burnout Paradise in their little living room area once while my mom was shopping around Green Bay.
I can't even picture an employee telling you to leave. What I can picture first is the employee just kind of standing behind you and watching.
Just oh, this kid's pretty good.
And he's like, "Hey, can I sit down? can I grab a cushion there?" And he's just propped up.
Yeah, it was honestly so fun. I had other people would come. We would play a few games together. Talk about how sweet this game was. This big, awesome TV. Man, I really should have just went and bought some like beef jerky and sat down. Yeah, give me a paid sticker on that. I'll be enjoying that inside.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nintendo has it right.
Right. Best Buy is awesome. Oh, you have any good Best Buy memories?
I guess the first thing that comes to mind is when I was buying a Bluetooth dongle. So like I have Bluetooth headphones and I want to connect it to an older computer by a USB dongle. And I ordered it pick up in store, and I go to the counter. I'm like, "Oh, I'm picking up a Bluetooth USB dongle." And the guy's like, "What? A dongle, you know, do you need me to pull up the email? The last name is my last name." And it's like, an adapter. Okay, let me go. And he brings it out, and I look on the back, and it says dongle on it.
He was too nervous. He didn't want to say dongle.
Dumb. He's afraid of saying dongle. Yeah. Dingle and dongle.
I mean, dongle is a classically funny computer word.
That's why I love saying it.
Yeah, but...
Plus you feel a little smart. Oh, yeah, you need a dongle.
This dude has worked at Best Buy, and he refuses to say dongle? How hard is he making his life?
Too hard. He's making it dongle hard.
Dude's making his dongle hard. That's like working at McDonald's and refusing to say French fries.
Freedom fries is where it's at.
No, it's not.
No.
But there's no freedom when I'm eating McDonald's fries. There is only servitude. My friend who worked at Best Buy, and I was still in high school. He had just graduated. He would just eat a bag of licorice for lunch every day.
Okay. I hope it wasn't black, otherwise he could die.
No, it was just red, and he's just sort of a one of those bachelor guys who never learned how to live on his own. I'm sure that he's still like that to this day.
Colored red.
I think he drank a Red Bull too.
Oh.
I was like, how can you do that? You're like killing yourself. And he's like, "Oh, it's great with the employee discount."
Okay.
He would also like go to a bakery across the street and get the old free bread.
Nice.
He knew what time that was out every day. So maybe who are we to judge?
Yeah.
Maybe he's living in 3008 and we're so 2000 and late.
2000 late.
2000 and masturbate. To the Oreo creams, the creams and the cookies. Let us say spank you very much for listening, and even thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah, it was what a fun time we had here today. And I hope you had some fun too. If you'd like to send us an absurd review to have some fun with, that sounds a little weird, please send an email with a hyperlink to said review to reviewparty.com@gmail.com and include your name so we can give you credit.
If you like the stuff you're hearing and you just want more possible interactions with us, because this is kind of one-sided here. You're listening to our voices and you may be talking back, but we can't respond. Follow us on Twitter, ReviewPartyPod, or Instagram, reviewparty.com, where you can actually legitimately interact with us and find more funny stuff that we're posting.
Yeah, we're funny. And
dangerous.
I really hope you're not talking back to us while you're listening to the podcast. Not that I'm offended. If I saw that in public, I would think you're a total freak.
But you'd be a freak if you didn't go to reviewparty.com and check out everything there. You can listen to all the older episodes. You can read our blog. You can subscribe to the After Party Review where there are some fun musings and thoughts and other things, news and stuff just about us and the times.
Just good stuff. And if you're feeling saucy, you want to report the show, leave a 5-star review on iTunes. we're still waiting for a crispy, funny 5-star iTunes reviews to feature on the show, because we definitely will.
We challenge you.
Our fans are too humble. You know, they don't want to get out there. They don't want to show. They don't want to brag for us. They don't want to put themselves out there. And I'm telling you, you know, I'm great. Matt's great, and you're great for listening. So go ahead and just pop off, my dude. And also, speaking of popping off, very big thanks to our buddies Nosebleeds for letting us use their jam, Bread for Breakfast. You can find more of their great tunes on Spotify. You can search Nosebleeds, and that's a one word. Boy.
Think that's it.
I think them's the pluggies. That's the show, and that means I got a little finale review for us right here. This is a review for the album Good News for People Who Love Bad News by Modest Mouse. This is a review from Amazon, and Nick writes, more like good news for people who love good music. 5 stars.
He's an ace in the hole.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. It's been fun. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
Take it easy out there, folks.